Your husband, what's his name? What is his name?
Frank.
Outlander Season 8 really needs to finally pay off one of this character's lowest moments from 5 years ago, and that's not even half of it. There's also a chance Claire's mysterious visitor won't be just Master Raymond, so let's dive into everything we know so far, plus some key book moments Season 8 absolutely has to include. Let's break it all down. It's been 5 whole years since Outlander delivered one of the most emotional gut punches in the entire series, one that involved a character who, frankly, hasn't been the same since. And now that Season 8 is on the horizon and confirmed to be the final season, there's a real urgency to bring some long overdue closure. Sure, most of the spotlight will naturally fall on Jamie and Claire, as it always does, but let's not forget the rest of the cast. Some of them deserve more than just a quick send-off or generic happy ending. One in particular has been through so much that anything less than a real satisfying payoff would be a serious letdown. The character I'm talking about? Roger Mackenzie. He's been caught in one whirlwind after another ever since he first showed up as an adult back in the Season 2 finale. His backstory was already pretty heavy. He lost his parents during World War II and ended up being raised by Reverend Wakefield, a family friend of Frank Randall. But that was only the beginning. Roger was always meant to cross paths with Claire and Brianna, and as a fellow time traveler, he's been pulled through all kinds of wild and often painful experiences. Season 5, though, was particularly rough. Let's rewind a bit. In Season 5, Roger found himself in a brutal situation, one that still haunts both the character and viewers. During his time-traveling adventures, he encountered Morag Mackenzie, a distant ancestor he had met once before on a voyage to America. He saved her and her child, which, unknowingly, also saved his own lineage, since he never would have been born had they died. But things took a dark turn when Morag's husband, Buck Mackenzie, misunderstood Roger's actions. Thinking he was trying to steal his wife, Buck turned him in, and Roger ended up being hanged by the regulators. Roger survived, but just barely. The experience scarred him, mentally, emotionally, and physically. He lost his voice for months, which was devastating on its own, especially considering that Roger is a minister. His voice isn't just how he communicates, it's how he expresses his purpose, his calling. At one point, the trauma even pushed him to the edge of suicide. Though he eventually began to heal and speak again, the emotional weight has never fully lifted. It's like every season since has found a new way to keep him off balance, never quite letting him get back to who he was. That's why Season 8 needs to give Roger something solid, something more than a symbolic win. He needs a true victory. To be fair, Season 7 did start to move in the right direction. Roger's story picked up some much-needed momentum, especially when he came face-to-face with Buck Mackenzie again, the very man who almost killed him. If there were any lingering hard feelings, Buck's role in helping Roger track down his kidnapped son Jemmy certainly helped patch things up. The two ended up traveling through time in search of Jemmy, but they landed in 1739 instead, which turned out to be a whole adventure of its own. Along the way, Roger crossed paths with some surprising people from his family tree, like Gillis Duncan, Dougal Mackenzie, and even his own father, Jerry Mackenzie. Roger's journey seems to be built around this recurring theme, meeting ancestors and trying to help them, even though doing so puts his own future at risk. And while all of that is emotionally compelling, it's also incredibly exhausting for him. Sure, saving his dad and interacting with these relatives was cool, but it didn't exactly bring peace. He doesn't even know what happened to his father after sending him back through the stones. So while Season 7 gave Roger something to work with, it still felt more bittersweet than truly healing. The anxiety, the trauma, it's still there, bubbling under the surface, and it all ties back to that awful moment in Season 5. The tough thing is, because Roger isn't the main focus of Outlander, it's very possible that Season 8 might push him to the sidelines. With only a handful of episodes left, the showrunners are almost certainly going to pour most of their attention into wrapping up Jamie and Claire's story. That makes sense, of course, but it also means some key book arcs, especially those involving Roger, might not make it to the screen. And that would be a shame, because his story has been building towards something meaningful. He's traveled across centuries, saved lives, lost himself, and slowly tried to piece things back together. If his arc just fizzles out, it'll feel like a real missed opportunity. There's some ways the show can give him closure, though. For starters, it would be powerful to see Roger finally learn what happened to his father after they parted ways in Season 7. That bit of knowledge alone could bring him some peace. And then there's his place at Fraser's Ridge, if he's safe. His unexpected appearance in Season 7, possibly in a vision or dream, has Claire asking questions, not just about her past, but about what might still be out there, hidden in the corners of her own power. That moment with Master Raymond might have just been a dream, but it clearly left an impression on Claire. He apologized for something mysterious, and hinted that she'd understand soon enough. That cryptic message seems to have shaken her enough that she started believing little Faith might not be gone after all. There's this theory brewing that Fanny Pocock's mother, who was also named Faith, could actually be Claire and Jamie's daughter. It's a wild idea, but one that would fit the tone of Outlander, especially as the show leans more and more into its magical and time-bending elements. And Master Raymond might not be the only mysterious figure to return. Back in Season 4, Claire met Adawehi, a Cherokee healer who had a spiritual depth and wisdom that Claire couldn't ignore. Even though Claire tends to be skeptical of the supernatural, despite, traveling through time, she couldn't deny that Adawehi had a prophetic edge to her. She spoke about Claire's future and even predicted that Claire would fully embrace her magical healing abilities once her hair turned white. That moment planted a seed that could very well bloom in Season 8. So if Master Raymond is back, whether physically or in spirit, there's a good chance Adawehi might show up too. Maybe in another vision or perhaps in a dream. Either way, her influence seems likely to return. After all, she was the first character since Master Raymond to directly point out Claire's ability to heal with more than just medical knowledge. She hinted that Claire had a kind of mystical potential, a healing gift that went beyond science. And there's something else to consider. Back in Season 2, Master Raymond told Claire that they both had a blue aura, which was tied to their healing powers. The books go further and suggest that this aura is also linked to time travel. Adawehi might not have said it out loud, but given her wisdom and insight, she probably recognized that same aura in Claire. And if she shares it too, then Adawehi might be more than just a healer. She could be a time traveler in her own right. If Season 8 digs into all of this, Roger's closure, Claire's powers, the mystery of faith, and these returning spiritual guides, then it has the potential to wrap things up in a way that feels magical, emotional, and deeply satisfying. There's still a lot of ground to cover, but if the show leans into what's already been set up, we might just get the kind of ending fans have been hoping for. And honestly, after everything these characters have been through, they deserve nothing less. And that's what we have to say about Season 8. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.